Welcome back to the Oracle Scroll. Today we're looking at reality. Hi, I'm Kevin Walder, your host for the Oracle Scroll. And we're continuing our journey through this little deck, and we're looking at card number 16, reality. Reality. Well, we talk in the spiritual community a lot about creating our own realities, creating our own future, creating our own situations in life. And there's nothing wrong with believing that. That is, it's very true. You can go a long way toward building your own personal reality. And yet there are other influences on our reality that may sort of yank us back into realism for a moment and make us have to assess the situation that we really would rather not have to look at. But reality, whether it be good or challenging, is something we all must actually deal with and we have to face. We can begin to design and create from that point, but until we face the fact that these are the circumstances and these are the situations that we have to deal with and that we have to either accept, reject, or overcome, we have no place to go. We have no basis for reimagining our lives. And that reimagining process can be very interesting and very invigorating. It can draw power to us that we never suspected we had. But reality is still there. Reality still demands our attention. And reality, as I said, can be anything from something quite wonderful to something quite challenging. So we have to decide how we're going to look at the situation that we have. And that may be actually the beginning of reimagining our situation. If we can look at a particular set of circumstances and find ways to appreciate them, appreciate the lessons they're teaching, or appreciate the situation that they may have brought about or caused to come to an end, there are some things there that are hidden in those challenges that we may be very glad that we have. So looking at reality, it does not have to be scary. It can be challenging. I will grant that. It can be extremely challenging. And yet we still have, it is part of our job as humans. We have to do it. We have to assess where we are, what we're doing, why we're doing it, and those are the keys for reimagining the outcome and understanding that today's reality is not the end of the story. It is not the final chapter. It's just today's reality. And we can go forward. When I think about probably the best examples we have are the folks that from around the world, and especially here in our western US where we had the incredible wildfires. People were looking at losing everything and even physical loss of life. It was very dire. It was an extreme challenge. It was a horrible reality to have to face. And yet, most of those people will rebuild. They will realign themselves and they will come out in a better place, perhaps, than they were when they went into that horrible situation. So reality is something we're all left with. We all get a dose of reality now and then. And we have to face it, decide how we're going to deal with it, decide what challenges need to be met, and sometimes, sometimes challenges just need to be ignored, depending on their source and depending on the outcome. We can actually move forward quite easily at times if we know when to pay attention to what reality is telling us and teaching us at any given moment. Now, this is a card number 16, which in numerological terms is a 7, which was very actually appropriate for this card. The 7 being a creative visualization exercise. Sevens are looking forward and creating what you desire most for your future. We can't do that without looking at reality first. We have certain limitations. And yes, limitlessness is a goal, but none of us are there. We have physical limitations, we have financial limitations, we have just the limitations of being subject to the basic laws of nature. We are limited in some ways that we really can't and probably don't want to overcome. So reality is important for our growth. It's a starting point. It is the beginning. It's our starting block. So what reality have we been ignoring? What reality have we been trying to pretend isn't really there at all? And how do we let that reality shape us in positive ways? Thank you for joining us for this episode of The Oracle Scroll. Please stop by my website at kevinwalder.com, where you can purchase any of the services that I offer. Also, check out my books, Tarot for Lunch, Lessons from the Cards, and more recently, 22 Teachers, Healing Lessons from the Major Arcana. Both are available at amazon.com. And both are very easily understood and easily followed directions for using the tarot. And most importantly, please subscribe to this channel by clicking the little red button down below, and go ahead and click that bell next to it so that you never miss an episode.